Tyler Merra, Elliot Miller, Perry Singleton, Brad Singleton's younger brother, and Joe Hambleby, who scored 2 tries last time out in a 40 points to 16 defeat of the Coventry Bears. The half-back partnership, Jamie Duran and Carl Forber. The forwards then, Oliver Wilkes, Sean Penkovic returns, Tom Kerwin, Carl Olstrom, Ben Morris and Stevie Scoey at loose forward. And on the interchange bench for Leon Price this afternoon, James Newton, Andrew Dawson and Tyler Dickinson. And the big man, the star attraction this afternoon, Fui Moi Moi. For the Bradford Bulls then, just one change. In comes George Flanagan, taking the place of Ross Peltier, and they will have Brandon Pickersgill at fullback. Wing 3/4 line, Ethan Ryan, Ross Oakes, Toyo Igodo and Dalton Grant. The halves will be Jordan Lilly and Dane Chisholm. The forwards, Crossley, Flanagan, Green, Matt Garside, Elliot Minchella, who shrugged off a shoulder injury to play this afternoon, and Sam Hallis at loose forward. And on the interchange bench for John Keir's side, Liam Kirk, Johnny Pownall, Mikey Wood and Joe Keys. The referee this afternoon comes from Wigan. It is John McMullen. This will be his 5th Bradford fixture that he has handled in 2018, and luck has favoured on the Bulls when John McMullen has been in charge, because of the previous 4 games the Bulls have taken home the 2 points in all occasions. And it will be Workington Town, founded in 1945. They've never won at Odsall. They're looking for their first win here, and they will have first use of the ball, and it will be Carl Forber's kick straight down the throat of Brandon Pickersgill, who was flirting with the far stand touchline, and he will take tackle number 1 for John Keir's side. It'll be Grant out of dummy half to Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan, 29 tries in all competitions. He scored last week. He's on a 4-game try-scoring run, as it'll go to Ross Oakes, and Ross Oakes will attack the Workington Town marker defence, and Bradford will be awarded the first penalty of the afternoon. We've got John Keys with us, and we've also got Craig Harrison, also known as Show Me the Money. Good afternoon, chaps. How do you see this one going?
I think it'll be all the first 10 minutes, quarter of an hour will be a right bash. They're all looking like they're keen to get stuck in. Look very experienced Workington here, but Bradford have got a penalty to start off with, so hopefully it looks like the backs of Bradford, when they start to tire, should get on top, but certainly going to be a boxing fight for the first 10.
Steve Crossley on tackle number 2, 12 metres out. Bradford attacking the terracing in this first half. It goes to Lilly. Lilly drops that shoulder, and he nearly dices through the Workington Town defence. He's brought down 2 metres out. Flanagan to Dane Chisholm. Chisholm, though, wrapped up, but he somehow manages to get the ball to Oakes. Oakes palms it along the line back to Pickersgill, and Pickersgill has lost the ball on heavy contacts there from Elliot Miller. And Elliot Miller,
Here we go.
He's a big versatile presence for Leon Price's side. And the Bradford players just reacting to the physicality there of Elliot Miller's challenge, but it will be the first error of the match in open play, and Workington Town's defence stands tall. Scrum to Workington.
Yeah, great start there for both sides, showing what they've got. I really think here that Bradford can't get involved in this first quarter of an hour, just need to get on with it. I think they're going to try and weigh them into something here and get a bit spicy, but hopefully Bradford keep the discipline and not get involved, but to not constant start off, I think, so we're on.
So from the scrum then, it will be Carl Forber. And as we said, Fui Moi Moi, James Newton, Andrew Dawson, Tyler Dickinson, a lot of experience on the bench this afternoon. Should Leon Price call upon it as Flanagan flies out of the defensive line but goes high. So Workington Town, they're awarded their first penalty of the afternoon. And here at Odsall Stadium on Bulls Live Proper Sport, a bit of a fiery opening to this one, and you would not expect anything less.
Well, I've just said the last comment where don't get involved, and Georgia just come in third man and give him a right, so a rib tickler. So yeah, as I say, they'll play right into Workington Town. The penalty counts high, and it's a grubby game. It's against what Bradford want.
Latest score from Brougham Crescent, York City Knights 6, Hunslet 0. So James Fordside taking an early 6-0 lead at Brougham Crescent. Workington Town, 5 metres inside the Bradford half. They're going to come on the right-hand edge, and Ben Morris looking to find Carl Ostrom, and he'll end up taking the tackle on the Bradford 40-metre line. Out of dummy half from Sean Penkovic. He's missed the last 2. Leon Price needs him for this afternoon's fixture against the Bulls, and next week when Workington welcome York to Derwent Park. And here goes Penkovic with a neat little offload. They're in space here, Workington Town, and they're going to open the scoring inside 5 minutes. It's the fullback, Sam Forrester, on the inside support, and it is Workington Town who take a shock 4-0 lead.
Wow, what a bit of football that, by the way, Mick. That was set up by going out, then in, then the fullbacks push, so they played on the inside. Great start for Workington. They look up for it, absolutely. I think Bulls are going to have to get a grip of this early, because these look absolutely up for this game.
Well, as we've seen already, the template perhaps of how Workington are going to play this fixture this afternoon. It is going to be ugly, it's going to be tough, it's going to be physical, it's going to be in your face.
Well, that were physical, but the football played, Mick, were quite good when they scored the try. Were fantastic, great move, look well coached, as I say. Great start for Workington. Let's see what Bradford have got.
So an opening try, Sam Forrester. The conversion will come from Carl Forber. 6 from 7 attempts. Last week, when Workington Town defeated Coventry Bears 40 points to 16 at Derwent Park, he's up and running this afternoon. And on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, Mick Gledell, Craig Harrison and John Keys, this round 22 fixture here at Odsal, it is the Bulls 0, Town 6, as Workington Town not only hunt that first win at Odsal since they were founded in 1945, but also picking up 2 vital points that'll put daylight between themselves and Oldham, Doncaster, Hunslet, and local Whiteville's Whitehaven. Chisholm on the restart. He'll go long and high. It'll come down inside the Workington 10, and Workington on the restart, once again, tough, physical, uncompromising, as Steve Crossley has to work in tandem there with Sam Hallasore. There's a flat pass from Penkovic. We'll see Oliver Wilkes get involved on tackle number 2. Wilkes will carry Workington Town just outside his own 20-metre line. Penkovic once again looking for options, and they're going to come down this right-hand edge as Carl Ostrom looks for the support. Penkovic appealing for a penalty, non forthcoming to Wilkes. Wilkes to Duran. Great defence from Toyo Igodo on the left-hand edge. Elliot Minchella hunting. That's tackle number 4 gone for Workington Town. Once again, Tom Kerwin wrapped up. This will be the last tackle. Penkovic in at dummy half. It'll go back to Jamie Duran. Duran with a bit of a wobbler. It's going to come down in centre field. Chisholm takes it on the full. Draws in Pickersgill. And Pickersgill will be wrapped up on tackle number 1 for the Bulls. We've had 5 minutes gone here at Odsal Stadium. Pickersgill gets to his feet. Plays the ball. It'll be Lilly out of dummy half to Grant. And Lilly just trying to marshal the troops there. A lot of communication from Jordan Lilly as Flanagan will fire it into the belly of Crossley. Crossley's going to be brought down on the halfway line. Chisholm now to Garside. Garside inside enemy territory. Garside's wrapped up on the 4th tackle, says referee John McMullen. Pickersgill in at dummy half. Along the line to Hallas via Chisholm, and Hallas is wrapped up. Last tackle here for the Bulls. The trail 6-0, and it's going to be a penalty on the last tackle. Hallas doesn't like it. Hallas gets straight up in the face of Oliver Wilkes. Oliver Wilkes, 38 years of age. He was born in Ulverston in Cumbria. Wow, what a talisman, what a journeyman for the sport. I was counting Oliver Wilkes' clubs earlier, Craig. He's actually played for 14 different clubs.
And to be fair, he's been, by look at what happened there, him and Sam had a little look at each other, but I've noticed one thing already: when they play the balls, they've got plenty of numbers in of Workington, they're slowing the ruck down. Bradford got the penalty on the 4th play. It'll be interesting to see how long they can keep that up for, because they're actually committing a lot of numbers into play up ball and the tackle.
Well, we've had 7.5 minutes gone here on Bulls Live. Proper Sport. Flanagan in at dummy half to James Green, on loan from the Castleford Tigers. Upended and dumped in front of the post, a metre shy. Flanagan to Chisholm. Chisholm with space out to Minchella. Minchella's dropped the ball. It's another error from the Bradford Bulls, but did that touch a Workington hand? No, it didn't. And it is scrum to Workington Town and Leon Price. John Keys, a shaky start from the Bulls inside the opening 10 minutes, the trail 6-0.
Yeah, and it seems like it, but like Craig said early on, this is going to be rough and tough for 25 minutes, and what Bradford have got to do is just stick with the processes. If they get drawn into a fight here, that's exactly what Workington are looking for. Just on the try, fantastic play, and to be honest, Bradford got the numbers wrong. It went out wide and shot back in, and the fullback just ran through on a big, massive gap. But you know what, Workington are up for this, but I think after 20-25 minutes, providing that they haven't scored again, that Bradford might get a bit of a foothold in the game, and also not to rush. They just need to take their time. There's loads of time left in this match.
Well, Leon Price turns from former player and legend to villain this afternoon, and Workington Town, they've gone about the business just as Leon Price would have expected them to. An early 6-0 lead here. They're just moving the ball deep inside their own half, looking for options as the ball once again goes from Penkovic to Kerwin. Kerwin's going to be brought down. On the last tackle, Tenshire halfway. The kick comes in from Penkovic out of dummy half. Bounce is not kind for Pickersgill over the head, but he palms it back, recovers possession, and he's going to be brought down there by Kerwin on tackle number 1. So, good kick chase there from Workington Town. As we said, they arrive here at Odsall having just one defeat in the last 10 games. That was a narrow defeat at Derwent Park to local rivals Whitehaven. A try in the last minute, so Whitehaven, they got ample reward for their performance when Workington defeated Whitehaven at the recreation ground. Hallis trying to win a penalty, not forthcoming, gets to his feet, plays the ball, was pushing and shoving off the ball in back play. The referee's seen it, so George Flanagan now will win the Bulls a penalty because Workington Town have given in to the sledging and the ill discipline. 3-1 the early penalty count. Penalty awarded 40 metres out. Oliver Wilkes, the Workington Town skipper, just asking John McMullen what that penalty's for, and the referee's going to stop the clock here, and I think he's just going to explain, Craig, the decision. I think we need to cut out the sledging if we're going to see a game of rugby league.
Yeah. Listen. The quicker they play the ball, the quicker the tempo, Bradford will win the game. But if they keep on slowing it and stopping any momentum get involved in little bits like this, you're playing right into Workington's hands. I think George got involved a bit there with Sam. Bit of composure. This is where your half-backs, Mick, come into it. Your two half-backs, slow everybody down. Calm down, lads. Let's get through set. Let's get a bit of field position. We'll play off it. Don't need no hotheads here.
Janice McDonald watching Bulls Live Proper Sport from the Philippines. Also Lee Gaskell, Dylan Smith, Mick Hurley, Tony Knowles and Ronnie Smith. Here come the Bulls. They have been awarded their third penalty of the afternoon, and they're going to put Workington Town under some defensive pressure. Green will play the ball. Flanagan to Chisholm. Shifts it on the ref towards Lilly. Lilly to Igodo. Igodo is brought down 5 metres out. 5 in from the far stand side. Minchella will move in at dummy half, and he'll fire the ball to Lilly. Lilly to Crossley. Crossley fronts up, sucks in that Workington Town defence, but Oliver Wilkes, with all his age and experience, he wraps up Crossley 12 metres out from the Workington Town line. Here goes Hallis. Hallis towards the line. Can he get the ball down? No, he can't. It's Sam Forrester with a last grass tackle, and we're on the last tackle, but we won't get there because Workington Town have laid on in the tackle in front of the post, and referee John McMullen, he's had enough. He'll stop the clock, and he's now going to call Oliver Wilkes to him, and he will say any more, and someone will go in the bin.
Yeah, it's penalty here. I think Bradford need to build up momentum. There was half a chance there. For I tell you, I thought they might have gone on outside of him, and they could have squared up a bit more. But Bradford looking in the tendency here, definitely coming on now. George is slowing. Everyone's had a little look here. I think we might get over here.
Elbow in the face is the call from referee John McMullen. Bradford, they've had 4 early penalties. We've had 10 minutes gone here. 6-0 the trail. Flanagan to Lilly. Lilly to Chisholm. Chisholm thought about the pass. He's still got ball in hand. He's still going down. Chisholm is now brought down. 5 in from this main stand side. Ethan Ryan, homegrown, homebred. He'll move the ball out of dummy half, and he's going to fire it to Garside. Garside the workhorse. and he's brought down 5 out. Bradford, good attacking
Numbers
structure.
right,
Flanagan throws the dummy, attacks the markers. He's over the Workington Town line, but he can't get the ball down. And referee John McMullen will say he's actually still inside the field of play. 4th tackle coming up here for the Bulls. Chisholm to Lilly, across the post to Pickersgill. Pickersgill gives himself up. The pressure's off. It is another error from the Bulls, but referee John McMullen has got Workington Town offside. Inside the 10. Do you take the 2 here, or do you keep the pressure going?
Keep the pressure going, Mick. Roll it, roll it.
Flanagan to Crossley. 2 metres out, just to the right-hand side of the post. Minchella, he's over the line. Elliot Minchella has responded for the Bulls. The finger is pointing. It's 4 points to 6 and 5 consecutive penalties. Ill-discipline from Workington Town has seen that Bulls pressure pay. Elliot Minchella, he now has try number 28 for the season. All competitions.
Great try, George there. Tested him a couple of times. Thought he'd come up with wrong option earlier on in the attack, but fantastic lead run off Elliot Minchella. Bradford right back in it here. But again, I can't say enough about Bradford. Just calm down, get through your sets, get a bit of, take all the sting out. Leon Price would have spent hours saying get him at it early, try and get a reaction off him. Just calm down, lads. You're the better team here. Just calm down.
It's interesting tactics if you're going to go down the route where you're testing the referee's patience, because 5 penalties inside the opening 10 minutes. You've now conceded a try on the back of it.
Yeah, but I think, as Craig said, there was I think 3 plays before that. Numbers were massive out on the right-hand side, and we've decided to pick up and go ourselves. And against this team, you know, Bradford's backs are outstanding and have been all year, and I'd just like to see us shift the ball a bit more. But rightly, as Craig says, just got to stay in the arm wrestle. Don't need to lose our tempers. I say it every week on commentary. Processes are what get you the points, and that's what we've got to do in this game. These boys have come down here to rough it up. I think everyone in Bradford knew that, so we just got to ride the storm and keep playing the football.
Dane Chisholm, 8 from 9 attempts last week, currently second on goals scored in Betfred League 1, 107. Is this about to be 108? Yes. No, it's not. It's gone to the right-hand side of the post. I've put the Don Fox moment on Dane Chisholm. Workington Town still lead here on Bulls Live Proper Sport by 6 points to 4. That could be crucial come the 80th minute.
I've just had a little look at JK's face there, and it's not good after that. So Dane better come up with something after that play, because that's crazy. That's just concentration. Literally about, you know, it's ridiculous that. So here we go. We're straight back into it again. Let's see it. Let's see a clean set.
Steve Potts enjoying the commentary this afternoon, agrees with both John and Craig about the Bulls being calm and composed, not giving in to any bullying or underlying tactics. James Green's just down in back play, holding the arm. James Green looks in a bit of discomfort. If James Green has to leave the field, that'll be a huge blow for the Bulls. Play continues on the restart. Hallis is up to the Bradford 40. Here goes Lilly. Try scorer Minchella, and Green gets the OK from the Bulls physio. We're on tackle number 4. Minchella 2 metres shy of the halfway line. Flanagan now to Crossley. Crossley is going to be brought down there by Alston and Morris, although he's got the ball out the door. It'll be Garside to Oakes. Oakes is caught on the shoulder. That's the last tackle for the Bulls. Flanagan once again in at dummy half. Crossfield kick from Chisholm. Aerial bombardment looking for Dalton Grant. It's been palmed backwards by Workington. They've got the ball back, and it remains 6 points to 4. I think we're going to call a thriller this afternoon, boys.
I'm just looking here, there's 2 players on Bradford's side who actually look like they're relishing every minute, and it's George and Sam are involved in every single ruck. The Bruce brothers are going to enjoy a game like this. I think the backs just need to let them, tell them to get the ball out, because these 2 are line speeds, which is ridiculous, fantastic.
Well, we've had 15 minutes gone, gentlemen. I don't know where the 15 minutes have gone. It has flown by. Workington Town, well worth the 2-point lead. 6 points to 4 as Duran goes in at dummy half. He had a try last week, and now Workington Town have come up with the error. Oliver Wilkes just couldn't reach the ball. He looks and turns towards Jamie Duran, who was in at dummy half, and he questions that pass, and it's Workington Town's turn to perhaps lose a little bit of their composure. That Workington Town's second error of the afternoon, and the Bulls are going to have a full set inside the opposition half.
Mick, but we were on about earlier on a bit of patience there. Oliver Wilkes found his second carry in a set then. He's just threw a 20-yard right to left ball out to his centre. That's panic. That's not having numbers. They're looking a bit tired. As I say, get through the sets and it'll come.
We'll keep you up to date with all the latest scores this afternoon. It is currently Whitehaven 10, Doncaster 16 in the second half at the recreation ground here at Odsall. Lily's been caught late. The referee playing the advantage. It's now going to go down to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's brought down 12 metres out. It's still 6-0 to the York City Knights over Hunslet at Bootham Crescent. Lily, fleet of foot to Igodo, the unstoppable force, but he has been stopped. The human shield of that Workington Town defence, bringing Igodo down 2 metres out from the line. Flanagan, Lily over the top to Chisholm, to Garside, and Garside now is grappled and wrestled, ball and all, in a 2-man tackle. Last tackle, Chisholm to Grant. It's in the in-goal area. Has that come off Dalton Grant? Yes, it has. And it will be a 7-tackle set here for Workington Town with a tap on the 20-metre line.
Yeah, shame that actually Brandon Pickersgill was free out the back there. If Chisholm had hit him, I think he'd have strolled over the line. But it is a tough game. I just think Bradford are panicking a bit when they're in good ball. I mean, Toyo nearly took 4 people over the line there with him. And I'm still keen that they keep shifting the ball wide, because I just think got the best backs in this division by a country mile. But Workington is still going at it. So be interested to see the next 5 minutes really and see what changes Bradford make.
Penkovic in at dummy half, looking for runners. Goes on that left-hand edge. Great support play once again, but Workington Town now are going to be awarded a penalty because referee John McMullen has spotted an incident off the ball. Steve Crossley's been adjudged to have led with the shoulder, so that penalty will narrow the gap and it'll allow Jamie Duran to find touch on the far stand side, which he will do, 20 metres out.
That's twice, Mick. They've gone for Jordan. They've spotted Jordan up a bit on a line run there on that left edge, so keep an eye on that one for Bradford. They've got in between him and Elliott there. That's twice it's happened for first try, and then again, that's where they're going to attack.
Penkovic looks for runners, finds Forber along the line to Morris. Flanagan, Crossley, Hallis. 3-man defensive wall from the Bulls. Penkovic once again gives it there to Kerwin. Kerwin brought down, 2 metres out. Workington Town hunted a second try here at Odsall. Duran being picked up by Chisholm. Chisholm, can he go the distance? He's got Sam Forrester chasing him, but Chisholm, he's going to say goodbye. Chisholm, a 90-metre intercept. Workington Town, they were looking to stretch the Bulls at Bradford League here at Odsall Stadium. 19 minutes gone on the clock. No one was catching Dave Chisholm there.
It's a risky play, Mick. It's a risky play as an halfback. If you come out of the line and you go for that interception, or you're looking there, you're always leaving a gap behind you. It's come off for Dane there. Fantastic pace shown, but definitely a risky play, that one.
It's the old adage, your chance in your arm as always. We saw it yesterday in the Toronto Hull KR game. Toronto were caught out with a couple of sloppy passes, Hulkiston Rovers, one of which was Craig Hall, going 80 metres, and we've just seen something similar here at Odsall. There's a very fine line between timing that pass and getting it right.
Yeah, listen, it's usually a weak defender who intercepts. It's usually that's what they do because they're always in front. Or it could be great timing. The great Gary Schofield were a genius at it. We just saw it again there. Actually, Bradford needed that because they were just getting on top there and had a bit of ball. So fantastic time to score. Let's hope they've changed the kicker here, Mick. They've put Lily on, so maybe John just saw Dane's first one and flicked him.
It might be a case of Dane's just done 90 metres and he perhaps just needs a little 60-second rest. But Jordan Lilly, he kicked 1 from 1. Last time the Bulls were at Odsal when they defeated Whitehaven by 46 points to 0. And let's not forget that opening try from Sam Forrester certainly has ended Bradford's watertight defensive effort. It did last for 177 minutes, not quite 3 hours, but Lilly goes out to 1 from 1, and on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, the Bulls now lead by 4 points at 10 points to 6. If I just tell you, Craig, that the average side of the Bulls this afternoon is 23 years and 4 months, how do you think that is going to have a bearing as the game goes on and the score potentially remains tight?
Well, I don't know whether that message is passed on or whatever's going on with the games. I'm sure John Keir's got an eye on it, but Bradford just had to do what they do. It'll come. You can see it. If you watch the retreat, you watch the line speed, it's getting slower. The quick play of the balls will create this. I'm watching Workington's body language here. Bradford get through the sets here and they'll get some points, I'll tell you.
Bradford on the restart. Jordan Lilly will fire it into the arms of Minchella. Minchella wrapped up on the halfway line. Good leg drive, got the legs rolling. Flanagan now back in his customary position, fires it to Crossley. Crossley's wrapped up on the last tackle. Good defence there from Tyler Dickinson, who's just come on the field. Lilly, long and high, looking to put Forrester under pressure. Forrester will beat one, cannot beat Igodo. Igodo wraps Forrester up. And Workington just coming down the middle, giving the forwards a bit of a break. Although this penalty will help. James Green penalised for laying on in the tackle. Tyler Mellor was trying to get the quick play of the ball up. And the penalty count now is 5 penalties to 4. So, bit of ill discipline has now switched from Workington to Bradford.
Coach killer, that one, isn't it? You know, you look at Workington get a bit tired and they get in a set. You've got them in a nice position with a nice kick and chase, and then all of a sudden they give a penalty. It's crazy.
York City Knights 12, Hunslet 0 at Bootham Crescent. Elsewhere, Hemel 0, North Wales Crusaders 32. It's
football is on. Oh, boom.
Oldham 6. It's Fui Moi. He's gone without the ball, but it's been stolen. There was 3 Bradford defenders. There was Alice Crossley and Flanagan. And I'm looking at Flanagan. He's on his knees like a good Catholic boy, saying to the priest, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me, correct, which usually means with George, it was me. I actually thought that one to strip. I thought he knocked on there, but it was great to see someone carry it like that. He'll definitely spice it up now, mate. Get ready. 5
penalties apiece. We've had 10 penalties, just over 22.5 minutes gone here at Odsal. Here come Workington Town as it goes from dummy half from Penkiewicz. Penkiewicz has pinched one from dummy half, has it? No, he hasn't. Dalton Grant and Toyo Igodo, the scrambling Bulls defence. Jordan Lilly also in there. A try-saving tackle. Penkiewicz back to the 10 he will go. He'll play the ball. It's going to go to Forber. Forber lays it off and it goes to Dickinson now, and Dickinson attracting a lot of attention. Once again, 4 red, amber and black shirted Bulls defenders, and now Workington Town. They will lead the penalty count 6-5. Laying on in front of the posts. Leon Price side trailing 10 points to 6. And this is more defending for the Bulls to do. Duran through a gap, out wide towards Hambley, and Hambley, if Hambley takes it, is in at the corner. Chance gone begging for Workington Town.
Well, first of all, I'm not sure what the penalty was about, but how has he dropped that ball? I mean, there were 2 of them there, could have caught that and dropped it over the line. And luckily for Bradford, he knocked it on. Yeah, very strange one, but Bradford looking to get away with that. I think also they need to realise that whilst Workington are tiring, it doesn't mean that they still can't play. And as Craig said, Froey coming on, you know what, it's going to take 3 or 4 blokes to put him on the floor. And he's proved it in his first carry, so I think they need to be mindful of that. But as I said, I think if they go through the process as time goes on, they're going to just rack up a few points here, but just got to stay in it for a while.
Margaret Huntington, Brian Jowett, Steve Fox, Richard Tempest-Mitchell, Craig Chapman, Daniel Leewood, Paul Andrew, Edward Wells all joining us this afternoon. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from so you can make Mr. Harrison jealous of any exotic location. Steve Potts says the Bulls' defence looks shambolic at times. The way Workington are ripping through twice, we're very lucky. So Steve Potts not impressed with the Bulls' defence thus far, but Bradford, they do lead Workington by 10 points to 6, courtesy of Elliot Minchella, and tries from Elliot Minchella and Dane Chisholm. Back here at Otzel on the action, it's Igodo. Igodo's going to be brought down. 8 metres out from halfway. Flanagan to Lilly. To Minchella, who's now in the halves. Minchella's going to be brought down. 5 metres out from the halfway line. Mikey Wood's come on. It was a straight drop between Flanagan and Mikey Wood. Wood started loose forward last week when Hallis was in place of Flanagan, and as we said, Flanagan replaces
that's a shocker.
Ross Peltier, and that was a bit of a shocker, Craig. Out on the full, the pressure off, Workington have a play the ball on their own 40.
I don't know what Dane would do in there. He's actually looked to do the field position or an eye bomb. I think it were neither, and I think he's just kicked it out on full, which is a crazy field position there. Listen, things like that must kill you as a coach and the other players. Now there's a set of 6, 5, they've got a bit of momentum. They're spotting the halfbacks in attack. Mick, they're trying to get at Jordan Lilly, and they're trying to get up at the same one, and they've done it. They've got the big men against them, so we don't want to give them no field position at all. Every time they've got field position, they've looked dangerous.
Ethan Ryan with a clattering hit up there on Elliot Miller. Miller will get to his feet and he'll find Carl Alstrom. Alstrom's going to be brought down on his back just outside the Bradford 20-metre line. It's going to go from Penkovic to Dickinson. Dickinson looks for support, but he's wrapped up on the last tackle. The sun blazing down here on Odsal Stadium. It's going to go to Duran, a kick in behind the line. It's been regathered by Forrester. He's come up with the error. Referee John McMullen says head and feet to Workington Town. He'll say it was Jordan Lilly who got to the ball first and palmed it towards the Workington line. So more pressure Leon Price's side are going to put the Bulls under.
Again, it all come from Dane's kick. That bit of concentration, it happened when he missed the two-pointer, and he's just done it. And then he's put his team right under the pump here. And I'm seeing his body language here. He's walking off with his head down. He needs to be apologising and getting him going again here, because that was a selfish play for me. No concentration whatsoever. So he should be first one in to tackle it again in the back.
Penkovic from the base of the scrum, trying to attack Jordan Lilly. Ross Oakes comes in and now playing in the back row, down the middle channel from Andrew Dawson. Dawson's over the line. Has he got it down? Referee John McMullen says no. Andrew Dawson hasn't got it down. George Flanagan will tap it. It's going to be a 7-tackle set coming up for the Bulls, and that will be the 0 tackle as George Flanagan is held down, and that is going to be Bradford's 6th penalty of the afternoon. It's slowly descending into a bit of a penalty form here. Both sides guilty of laying on in the tackle, but this is going to be the catapult that'll take the Bulls deep inside Workington Town territory.
Great stint by George there. They've got him off. Now let's see a bit of football. Momentum just coming to Bradford here. Nice set. Field position at the end of this. Get some at the end of this. And if you're lucky, Mick, I think we can go right, we can go left here where the fullback is. Don't force it. Don't force the play.
Liam Kirk about to come on the field. Lilly to Wood. Wood to Minchella. Minchella looking for a gap. Can't get past Alstrom. Wrapped up 25 metres out. Centre of the field. Lilly now in at dummy half because Keys has come on, and another big collision. Fooey moi racing out of that defensive line and clatters Mikey Wood. Lilly out of dummy half. He'll meet Alstrom once again, who's doing a top effort in defence. He's aided and abetted by Tyler Dickinson there. Bradford, they're on the 4th tackle as Chisholm gives it along the line to Wood. Wood now to Oakes. Oakes looks for options, can't release the ball, and we're up to the 5th and last tackle. 12 metres metres out. Lilly now to Keys, to Igodo. Igodo kicks through the line, but it's a forward pass. The pressure off. Scrum, head and feed to Workington Town. It was the last. It'll be a play the ball. And on Bulls Live Proper Sport here at Odsal Stadium with 28 minutes gone, it remains Bradford Bulls 10, Workington Town 6 in a tight one.
Mate, that were an awful set. They actually, twice there, they didn't know what they were doing. They were turning in and out. They had no end to the set. They had nobody knew where that ball were looking to be there. That were a shocking set by Bradford.
Bradford 5 errors in this first half. Still leading 10 points to 6. Bootham Crescent, the ladies score. York City Knights 20. Hunsley 0. So York, you feel, well on their way this afternoon. And as we said, Betfred League 1, there's only one automatic promotion spot. And at the minute, that is currently held by the York City Knights. A high-hanging kick here from Forber. A Workington Town player went down in back play. It was Andrew Dawson. I think it was just a bit of a gentle collision between him and Mikey Wood, and Flanagan gives the ball. Pickersgill will give the ball there to Dalton Grant, and Dalton Grant's going to be brought down on his own 30-metre line. Short pass from Lilly to Kirk. Kirk, his 51st career appearance in the red, amber and black. The Workington Town defender is attacked Lilly's arm. That's legal. That's legal, Craig.
Can I just say that I think when we do make that change, when Jordan goes to 9, that it changes the way that we play. He's not George and he's not Vila and he's not Sam. So I just think we need to be aware. And as Craig said, the last good ball set that Bradford had, there were 2 passes when people didn't know where they were going. And we need to cut that out, really.
Forrester caught on the shoulder. Workington Town putting the Bulls under immense pressure this afternoon. Here goes Fui Moi Moi. Moi Moi looking to offload the ball, but it's wrapped up and smothered for good measure. And it's Lilly Minchella in that 2-man tackle. Out of dummy half from Newton. James Newton was one of the 7 try scorers for Workington Town last week. And Newton is going to be wrapped up by Mikey Wood. 12 metres out. A tense period in this game. The kick goes through from Duran, but it will be Pickersgill who averts the danger. And Workington Town, they've forced their first repeat set of the afternoon in the closing 10 minutes of the first half, and it still remains on Bulls Live Proper Sport. Bradford 10, Workington 6.
Mick, look at the difference in the sets there. The Workington have gone through the phases there and got a repeat set. They're all up for this. Straight from, I keep going back to Dane's kick, but the roll on. But look at the composure they showed there compared to where Bradford did have nothing set up at all. It's changing. Workington are coming on strong here. And that's a shocking kick. Oh, got away with murder. What a great kick.
Craig Harrison, shocking to great in 3 seconds. Toyo Igodo. Well, Bradford chancing their arm. They didn't fancy it. Tackling Fui Moi Moi. And here he is with Carl Olstrom bringing down Liam Kirk on his own 30-metre line. Chisholm. Pownall's just come on the field. Pownall with his first try in the red, amber and black last week. As Bradford shut out the North Wales Crusaders by 48 points to 0. They're currently having a big afternoon at Pennine Way. 44 points to 0 their lead. Hemel Stags at Pennine Way. Kick coming from Keys there, and it's going to be returned by Joe Hambley, and Hambley is going to be brought down just outside his own 20-metre line. And when I spoke with Leon Price during the week, he was under no illusions that there's no pressure on his side. It is a free pass this weekend. It's a free shot at a side who he feels will finish top and go up automatically, and certainly that sort of attitude might be helping Workington Town. They've got a 40-20 here. Great kick out of dummy half from James Newton, and Bradford have to scramble back. Newton's calling for the ball. He needs to make sure all his players are behind the 10-metre line. which they are now, and it will be Newton to my for Workington Town. Like the express train, the coal train, the wrecking ball is brought down 2 metres out from the Bradford line. It'll go back to Forber linking qualities with Duran, and Workington Town, they're going to score their second try of the afternoon. It's Elliot Miller. He brushes off Ethan Ryan, and Brandon Pickersgill. We're locked up at 10 points apiece at Odsal Stadium.
Mick, we said there was spot in the arse, the spot in the edge down there. They get into it, they're getting the fullback or a runner on the lads there in the same positions either side. And that again has all come through them showing that composure, repeat set. They go down the field, great 40-20, and it's game on. It's definitely game on here because you've got Bradford here who look like they're really under pump, Workington look absolutely pumped up for this. They managed to play the game they want to play. And Bradford at the moment are playing Workington's game.
Well, Workington Town, they've won the last 4 games after a last grasp 24-22 defeat to Whitehaven in the Cumbrian Derby at Derwent Park. And it's right when we say that third place Workington are going to have a massive say in who finishes top of League One. As we say, they face the Bulls here and now, and it's 10 points apiece pending this kick from Carl Forber. But they face York after the Challenge Cup final weekend, and as we said, Workington Town, they've won the last 4 big results at home against Coventry and Keighley, and they've had big away results on the road against the North Wales Crusaders and the West Wales Raiders. So Workington Town really in rich vein of form, one of the competition's form sides, and we're about to see Carl Forber from this main stand side. It's perfect, it's on point, the line is good, and on Bulls Live and Proper Sport here at Odsal Stadium, we've got 5 minutes to go to half time, and it is Bradford Bulls 10, Workington Town 12. John Keys.
Yeah, I just think actually, and it's unfortunate, since that kick went out on the full, Bradford have gone a bit quiet, to be honest. Seem a bit shocked. I said this morning actually that it's going to be a tough game, and it's proving to be one. I just think they just need to calm down a bit in good ball. There's a bit too, a few too many people trying to do too many different things, and I just think they want to get back to where they were. But fair play to Workington, you know what, they've come here for a proper game, haven't they? And that's what's happening.
Chisholm's restart, taken back in by the big unit, Tyler Dickinson. Garside in defence. There's nothing wrong with your stream, there's nothing wrong with your feed. It's currently Bradford 10, Workington 12, and Workington Town well worth the lead here. And here we go, there's another run deep inside the Bradford half. And it's a quick play of the ball. Newton to Duran. Duran's going to kick early for Miller. Picked up by Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan's away. Miller comes from behind and drags him down. Ethan Ryan gets the quick play of the ball in. Elliot Miller has not cleared the ruck. And Bradford, they will win the penalty. And that was clever thinking from Ethan Ryan there, John. Miller was in the vicinity of the ruck. He knew if he gets over the top of Miller and plays the ball into him, the referee has no option. Penalty to the Bulls.
Yeah, absolutely. We just need to see Bradford now make some more of this sort of possession. Really quick thinking there, both, and I'd like to have seen him go on the outside actually and take the guy on, because I think he'd have beat him.
So Elliot Miller there giving away the penalty. Kirk on tackle number 1, 40 metres out from the Workington Town line.
Offside.
Lillian at dummy half. It's going to go to Keys. Keys is brought down 30 metres out, just to the right-hand side. It's now Lilly in there at dummy half, looking for options. To Chisholm. Chisholm standing start, looking for options. He'll move the ball on the right-hand edge. Misses out Oakes, fires it to Igodo. Igodo fronts up, tries to break clear. Takes that Workington Town right edge defence with him. Great play there from Singleton and Hamley. Igodo, quick play the ball. Keys, Wood, Fui Moi once again. Racing out of that defensive line. Lilly now. Minchella Crossfield kick from Chisholm, looking for Ethan Ryan. Ryan's palmed the ball backwards. He's got the ball down short of the line, but the referee will say he's lost the ball. We're almost expecting another Herculean circus act from Ethan Ryan. And here at Odsal Stadium, we have 2 minutes remaining on the clock, and Workington Town in no real rush to get play back underway. Bulls Live, proper sport. Bradford 10, Workington 12.
I would like to see Bradford there when there's lots of numbers loaded one side. I'd like to see the 6 and 7 on the same side of the field. I think you're wasting a ball player, and when you've got 2 ball players in the middle of the position, you don't know where you're going. But we didn't do that then. One of the halves, Joe Keys, just stayed out wide, and I think they need to get involved in the play a bit more.
Bradford defending. Moi on Lily. That was a bone clatterer, and now Fui Moi. The speed of the play, the ball from Workington Town. Newton's distribution. It's caught the Bulls, not square. And with 60 seconds remaining here at Odsal Stadium, Workington Town are potentially hunting a 3rd try in this opening half. It's going to be tapped by Newton. Referee not happy that the ball has been tapped. The hooter has sounded. Workington will not be allowed to tap the penalty. Well, surely they're allowed to have one more play. I think the referee has got this one wrong, but the hooter has sounded, and at half-time, his decision is final. John McMullen says there was no time. The hooter had sounded. Amongst the noise, we quite couldn't hear it, but it is Bradford Bulls 10, Workington Town 12 at half-time. And John, a lot of work for John Keir to do in the dressing rooms.
Yeah, I think they just need to calm down a bit. You know, Workington was going to come here and give it to Bradford today.
Well, welcome back to Bulls Live, proper sport, half-time here at Odsal. And it is Bradford Bulls 10, Workington Town 12. We've just heard Tom Maguire and Craig Harrison. And just reading the comments, Craig, your interview seems to have gone down really well.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm already back coming up them steps. I can't breathe. No, all good, mate. Good club, good people. I've said that before.
And I think it's fair to say you're somebody who won't go around the bushes, around the fence. You speak firmly from the heart.
100%. And by the way, thank you for inviting me today.
So we're back underway. Bradford first use of the ball in this second half, trailing 12 points to 10. And Hallis will be brought down as he gets the quick play of the ball in. Here goes Dalton Grant. And Dalton Grant, he's moved in from his wing position to get involved in the action. Lily to Kirk. Kirk still looking for his first try of the season to avoid the naked run, and it's now going to go to Mikey Wood. Mikey Wood's wrapped up just inside the Workington Town half. At half-time at Bootham Crescent, it was York City Knights 26, Hunslet 0. Chisholm gets the kick away. He was under pressure, but it's an error. The start of the second half from Sam Forrester, and that was a booming kick into the clouds, and that skyrocketed down, and Sam Forrester lost his footing. He didn't know which way to turn, and that could prove to be a costly error because it will be a repeat set for the Bradford Bulls at the start of this second half, Craig.
Yeah, it's a fantastic start. Great kick by Dane. Let's hope he can keep his concentration from them. I really feel the right edge of Bradford's where you can get them. I think out here, bit of composure, then spread it, let the full-back join in, but I think this is the area you'll get them on your right edge.
Lily has to get the ball back into the scrum. We saw one in the academy match earlier. Huddersfield defeating the Bradford Bulls in the academy championship by 25 points to 12. Huddersfield firmly in that 4th and final playoff spot. Here goes Ross Oakes. Oakes towards the line. Workington Town inside the 10. And it will be a chance for the Bradford Bulls to keep the pressure on. John Keir decides this is good ball, good momentum. The Bulls have the ascendancy. Lily to Wood. Wood brought down on tackle number 2. Back it goes to Keys. Keys to Chisholm.
They're on.
Chisholm towards the line just when he was about to cross, but the danger's not over. Quick play the ball. Workington Town have to hold firm. Pownall held up short of the line. It now goes to Minchella, and he's going to be wrapped up down the middle channel. 2 tackles remaining here for the Bulls. Lilly to Wood. Wood to Keys. Joe Keys towards the line. Keys is brought down by Moy, and it's the last tackle. Lilly in at dummy half. He's looking for support. The kick comes through. He can't chase the kick. It's gone dead in goal. He put a little bit too much on it. There's a Workington Town player down in back play. It's Jamie Duran. He's hurt himself as he's gone over the old Speedway corner, and referee John McMullen just making sure Jamie Duran's okay, so we will have a controlled restart, but we've had 2.5 minutes gone in this second half. The Bulls awarded the penalty, Craig. John Keane normally likes to go for 2. On this occasion he doesn't, and they've not come up with the points. That could come to bite them on the back. Again,
we've used this a lot today. That last kick option by Jordan Lilly, not good enough. Actually went round in a full circle, then put a grubber out on the full. It's shocking. It's just a bit of composure and not being so selfish. Just grubber it in there and make sure you get another set. So, the last play options of Bradford are shocking.
Workington Town just moving the ball on the right-hand edge. Good defence from the Bradford Bulls. Lilly and Minchella there. It's going to go out of dummy half from Newton. Newton, in turn, will give it to Stevie Scoey. Scoey's going to get to his feet and quickly play the ball. And here come Workington Town now on this left-hand edge via Ben Morris. Morris has got the ball out, but it's been knocked out by Igodo. Referee will say scrum, head and feet to Workington Town. The Bradford arm touched the ball first, and the men from Cumbria have a repeat set of 6 at the start of the second half. And we mentioned the fact that Workington have never won at Odsal. The closest they have come is a narrow 12-11 defeat. That was back in 1990. The Bradford Northern try scorers that afternoon, Tony Marchant, Roger Simpson and a John Pendlebury goal. And let's not forget Workington. They have won the last 2 meetings between themselves and the Bradford Bulls. 17-16 back in round 8 when they defeated the Bulls' unbeaten start to the season. And you have to go back to one of the final games of the Championship Shield in 2016 when they defeated the Bulls at Derwent Park by 30 points to 26. Prior to that, Bradford had won their last 11 meetings. So Workington, they're on top of the Bulls line. They're looking to get a stranglehold on this game. Newton in at dummy half. It's going to go to Forber. Forber out wide to Duran. Back to Forrester. Forrester's over, but the try will not count. It's been ruled a forward pass.
Well, I thought there was nothing wrong with that, if I'm honest. I thought they were in there. But we just seemed to be standing still there when the ball got shipped to the right. Bradford guy just froze. I think that's a lucky escape, to be honest, and Bradford needs to take that into consideration. But I think Craig's right. I think what we need to do is, when we're attacking, is just get the ball out a bit more. And, going back to Jordan's kick, if there's a bit more of a better angle, you can put more pressure on the defence. But I think that's a real let-off for the Bulls there.
I'll ask you the question again, Craig, while the scrum's being formed. Obviously, there's no Ashley Gibson, no Lee Smith, no Greg McNally, no James Laithwaite this afternoon for the Bulls. So the average age has come right down over the past 6 weeks with the absence of such experienced players. It's 23 years and 4 months. The average age of Workington Town this afternoon is 28 years and a month. So there's nearly 5 years in age difference between these two sides.
So that, for me, is that's good for experience. So what should Bradford be doing, mate? They should be playing the ball out and tiring them. So if you've got youth, tire them, work at them. Don't play selfish. Again, we're coming up to the last play option. Make sure this is perfect. The chase is good. It's simple things done correctly.
Lilly to Keys. Keys, a high-hanging kick. It's going to come down on around about the Workington Town 20-metre line. The ball's come off
Numbers
the Workington
left.
Town player. The referee says it's back to 1. Bradford have a repeat set. Here goes Pownall. Pownall on a mazy run. Evasive qualities. And he's brought down 17 metres out. It's a quick play of the ball. They've been listening to Craig Harrison. They're going to use the speed and youthful exuberance now, potentially, to cross the line. It goes from Lilly to Keys. On the shift play to Chisholm. Chisholm steps back in centre field, runs laterally towards the post. Now he goes on a mazy run. He doesn't know what to do with the ball, and he'll be wrapped up by Carl Forber. 5 metres out. Lilly now. It's going to go to Pownall. Pownall twisting and turning. He cannot breach this Workington Town defensive line. Mikey Ward, he's bell crattered there as a big tackle comes in. Matt Garside over the line. Can he get it down? Matt Garside has got it down. Superhuman effort from Matt Garside, who has try number 11 of the season.
Mick, that's fantastic endeavour there by Matty Garside, but yet again, for me, Dane took the wrong option. He's gone inside, outside. He's played. It's just little things like that. They've got away with it. They've played on the last, and it's poor defence by Workington and a great effort. But they've got to get it right, Mick. They've got to get it right. You'll not put points on today playing like that. You've no chance. And again, it come from the half again for me. Brilliant by Matty, one of my players by there. That's a quick plug. But fantastic endeavour. But honestly, that is by Dane again. It's taking 3 or 4 wrong options there, and they've got away with murder.
8 minutes gone at the start of this second half. Matt Garside, his 11th try of the season. He's now scored in the last 2, and the Bulls, they're now up to 208 tries scored for the season. And the last time the Bradford Bulls scored this many tries in a season, it was in 2000. So there you go. This 2018 Bulls side creating a little bit of history.
Indeed they are, but as Craig said there, and we just looked at each other after the ball went down, that actually the ball should have come to the right hand side where there were so many blokes. It was ridiculous. As I said just at the end of the first half, in good ball we seem to be panicking, and I don't know why we're panicking. Bradford have more than enough ability and skill in this team, and you know what, while the age difference might count a lot for experience, fitness wise it operates in the reverse. That in the last 20 minutes of this game they should be running past these Workington fellas. Jordan needs to nail this now.
Jordan Lilly from the far stand touchline with the right boot. That one has just gone to the left hand side of the uprights, and the only change after half time is the try from Garside. And on Bulls Live Proper Sport and Bulls TV, it's the Bradford Bulls 14, Workington Town 12. A real arm wrestle developing here.
Foy and Tyler come off for Workington there, so I think Bradford. I'm going to make a. They said it's a commentator's curse to actually try and make a prediction, but I'm going to do one. Bradford will win this by 14, 16 points. If they just do the simple things here, the legs are on their side here, and the halves have got to take a strong thing, and Jordan's got to be a bit unselfish and get it, and that's it. Bit of talk now, you'll get them.
London Broncos brought down back to earth, currently trailing Leeds Rhinos at Ealing Trailfinders by 28 points to 6. Did anyone really expect Leeds to be in the £1 million game or below? I certainly didn't.
No, I fancied Leeds today, definitely, but great result last week by London.
Pownall inching closer towards the halfway line, up and over halfway. Lilly in there at the pocket. Great leg drive once again from Liam Kirk. Bradford with a bit of momentum behind the backs. Last tackle, 40 metres out. Chisholm looks for Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan's looking. He's homing in on the ball. He'll clean up Sam Forrester. Goal line dropout forced. What a kick from Chisholm. Ethan Ryan with a tackle.
Mick, we did it. That's exactly what they should do. Great box kick. Chase fantastic. Look at the pressure now. Look at the momentum. Look at the Bradford fans. That's just to getting that last play option right. So that's all you've got to do. That's how simple it is. There's nothing on that kick with a box kick in the air. Look at this now. They're under pump. Bradford will win by 16.
Bradford forced their second goal line dropout of the afternoon. Graham Pears, Paul Johnston, Graham Sewell, Steve Potts, Lloyd Spencer joining us this afternoon. It is York City Knights 30, Hunslet 0 at Bootham Crescent, and a bit of a shock developing at the recreation ground. Whitehaven 14, Doncaster 23. That would move Doncaster 4 points clear of Whitehaven and lead them needing to make a huge inroads to reach the top 4 end of season playoff party. Lilly to Green. Green brought down. 8 metres out. Lilly in a dummy half. Goes to Chisholm. Chisholm along the line to Keys. Keys now to Pickersgill. Pickersgill to Igordo. Igordo towards the line. He's got the ball down, but he's put it on the touch line. The try won't count.
Unlucky there. I just think that we released the ball a little bit early, actually, without committing the backs enough. And I think Toyo might have walked in, but good defence there from Workington. You've got to give it to him. But as Craig said previously, when Dane's put that bomb up, Ethan's forced a goal line dropout, and they've gone through a process. And you know what? We didn't score, but it's not a bad place to turn the ball over, and now got a Hunter mistake.
No, that was a fantastic effort. The momentum's now on Bradford. Now, look, this is it. This is where they've got to put them to the sword. Play at a fast tempo. I'm noticing here that they're starting to slow the game down again. Play at a fast tempo and you'll get them.
So, the game on a knife edge at a tipping point. Just under 30 minutes remaining here at Odsal Stadium. Round 22. After today, there's going to be 4 more rounds. And the penalty now for ball stealing Kirk and Green. And the penalty count is symmetrical. 8 penalties apiece. And this will give Jamie Durrant a chance to take Workington Town inside the Bradford Bulls half. Forber. Once again, Workington Town just there, looking for options. James Newton in at dummy half. Goes down the right-hand edge. Tom Kerwin brought down 5 metres inside the Bradford Bulls half. Here goes Oliver Wilkes. Wilkes, the talisman of Workington Town, wrapped up on his back. Brought down 30 out. Workington looking to get back in this game. The kick from Jamie Durrant bounces up kindly for Dalton Grant. Dalton Grant's caught high there by Carl Olstrom. The referee has seen it. And here we go. It's Toyo Igordo comes in.
Left and right.
Someone open up the sin bin. Someone's going to be sat down. Here we go.
I'll tell you what's happened there. The Workington winger, he's gone to tackle him and he's kneed him as he's got up. Toyo's come in then and backed his man up. If the ref saw the first thing, the knee, he'll penalise me. If he hasn't and his linesman hasn't, Toyo could get 10 minutes. Let's have a look.
Well, it's certainly...
Mick Leddell's just threw 3 jabs in the right hand as well. Go on, Mick.
It's certainly getting fiery, and it's had a fiery nature to this one, following on from the first half.
So I just come in there, the referee there, I don't know how he gave the penalty because he was facing the other post, running away instead of backing off from the play. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, but actually there was a high tackle in the first tackle, then the knee, and then it's kicked off. So, and he had his back to the play. The touch judge on this side didn't even raise his flag to start with.
This is a big moment in this game, by the way, Mick. I think this is a pivotal. If this goes Bradford way and there's a sin bin in, it's going to happen. The crowd are shouting off, 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 and so is Mick Leddell. That's why he's gone quiet.
I'll have you know I'm 100% unbiased and neutral on this call. John McMullen, he is going to call the 2 captains, Steve Crossley and Oliver Wilkes.
This is the best afternoon I've had at Caesars Palace for ages.
Is it someone going to hire the boxing ring and let Steve Crossley and Oliver Wilkes sort it out? Well, is this going to lay down the letter of the law? I think it happened so fast, Craig, it was difficult to see. I mean, we're at an advantage. We've got an elevated position on the gantry.
Where do you think linesman is, though, Mick? He's 6 metres away, so I'll out-call you there. It's whether they've seen it, whether they've seen the knee and what caused it. Report. Fair enough. Get on with game.
Are you happy with that decision? Bradford will have...
Good thing on that, Mick, is if Toyo ever fails as a player, we can get him in that boxing ring. He'll look sharp.
Who is going to be brave enough to take the next carry in? Here goes Igordo. Igordo to Minchella. Minchella brought down there in a 2-man tackle led by Kerwin once again. Kerwin over the top.
Jesus Christ.
There's a couple of knees in the tackle. Here goes Steve Crossley down the middle. You can feel the energy. It's absorbing stuff here at Odsal Stadium. Minchella's brought down 15 metres out. Lillian at dummy half. to Keys. Keys across the face of the post to Crossley. Crossley misses out Chisholm. Picked up by Garside. Garside's going to be brought down 10 metres out, although he looks to offload the ball in the tackle. Bradford didn't need to do that, and the touch judge will say that is an error. Scrum head and feet of Workington Town. The frustration continues. We've had 15 minutes gone in this second half, 25 minutes remain. Bulls Live Proper Sport. Bradford Bulls 14, tries from Minchella, Chisholm and Garside. Workington Town 12, Forrester and Miller.
Watching this, you must be frustrated there. Garside there's come up with a shocking option. He could have put the pass in. By the way, Matt is one of mine, so I'm trying to keep this playing, but he's come up with a bad option, and then he's tried to offload at last minute, and he's cost him a set of 6 and field position, which is so important for anybody watching. Now they can get a roll on and go 50, 60 metres up the field when Bradford haven't camped in on there. It's crazy, crazy.
Can everybody sit back, take a deep, deep breath? West Wales Raiders 18, Coventry Bears 12. That is the highlight of my rugby league season. If the West Wales Raiders can get their first win today, wow.
Wow. It's just a wow. What a shot by James Green.
Here goes Oliver Wilkes. He's wrestling with Green. You almost suspect someone's about to put a match to the wood and everything's going to explode. Lilly wrestling with Ulstrom. He's brought down 10 shy of the Workington 40 metre line. Cal Forber into centre field, picked up by Dalton Grant. And Dalton Grant will take the first tackle just shy of halfway after a good run from Tyler Mellor. Referee telling Dalton Grant to play the ball. Composure crucial. Workington trying to get in the face of the Bradford players. Pickersgill to Lilly. Lilly to Crossley. Steve Crossley doing huge minutes this afternoon. Don't forget, with 10 minutes to go, we'll ask you for the Bulls Live Proper Sport Man of the Match. You can hear from him post-match as Keys flows it out to Igodo. Igodo fancies the kick through, picked up by Forrester, but Igodo wraps up Forrester, and a great kick chase there from Igodo, wrapping Forrester up deep inside his own half, and here we go! It's on again at Odsal! Ringside seats!
Well, that's unbelievable. Toyo's picked a bad option. He's picked a bad option, but then he's dragged the man Gordon Tallis type 10 metres back, and he's done nothing wrong, I suppose, but then he's landed aggressively on him. The guy's come in and he's had a go at Toyo again. I think he might put it on report whether he thinks Toyo has been too aggressive there. I don't think he can be too aggressive. Toyo come up with a bad option on his thing, we made up for it.
Well, Toyo finished the tackle off there, and number 16 from White Workington had just walked in and started something for no reason. Toyo dragged the guy back. When the guy hit the floor, he finished the tackle off. It's a tough game, this, but 3 officials we've got here, and my money's on report because nobody's brave enough to do anything.
Mark Hunton, Nath Markham, Graham Pears, Barbara Batten, Brad Saville, Adam Saunders all joining us on the Bulls Live Proper Sport feed. Let us know in the comments what you think of Bradford and Workington Town's performance so far, but referee John McMullen from Wigan has a huge decision to make here. Will he give the Bradford Bulls a penalty after what appeared to be Ben Morris striking after the tackle? Here we go. Oliver Wilkes and Steve Crossley called again. You got a question, Craig. How many times does the headmaster tell the naughty pupils enough's enough?
Listen, we want to play tough, we want to play on the edge. This is exciting stuff. I know the scoreline's not been big, which we thought, but it's an unbelievable game. It's on a knife edge, and we need a little bit of this. We need a little bit. We don't want the grubby stuff, mate. We want the tough stuff. But actually, this is what rugby league's about. This is actually... I've watched... Yes.
Penalty goes to Workington Town. 9 penalties apiece. 18 in total. And we've still got...
I'm sorry, Mick.
23 minutes to go.
Sorry to cut across you, but that's amateur hour there. The problem is, when the tackle's being made, the referee is turning his back on the play, and nobody's watching what's happening round the ruck. And that's resulted in a penalty now, and Workington getting 23 yards.
So 23 minutes remain here at Odsal Stadium. Bulls Live Proper Sport. Bradford defending for their lives. 14 points to 12. We've not been talking too much about classic play and classic tries. It's been all about the little niggly things. And once again, Johnny Powell showing his worth in defence. What will Workington Town do here? They're brought down 5 inside the Bradford Bulls half. In at dummy half will go Sean Penkovic. Penkovic on that right-hand edge loses his footing as Ethan Ryan comes in. It is the last tackle for Workington Town. Jamie Duran wrapped up, suffocated with the ball. Great defence from Lilly and Ryan and Bradford. Well, Jamie Duran just couldn't get the kick away.
Listen, enthusiasm and things like that change games, they win titles. What a fantastic play. The last 2 defensive sets of Bradford have been fantastic, and they've forced Workington into crap plays. The momentum, Bradford, everyone's buzzing, they're making more yardage, it'll come.
Lilly out of dummy half. He'll go himself, will Jordan Lilly. Penkovic brings him down. Aided and abetted by Tom Kerwin on that occasion. Here goes Garside. It's his second half try. That is the difference between these two sides as we approach the hour mark at Odsall Stadium. Chisholm to Crossley. Crossley's brought down 18 metres out in front of the post. Bradford with good room to move in. Keys to Michella. Michella down this right-hand edge. Wrestling in the tackle, manages to get past Singleton, and now there's a high tackle. Here we go. The referee had touched on Jerome. That was a clothesliner, and Elliot Miller has gone way over the top, and it's on again.
He's on. He's on again. Crossley looks like he's got him in an headlock. It looked a real eye challenge. Elliot stepped in. I don't think he's done it purposely. I think he's just got caught and he's coming. So again, the game's on a knife edge. Let's see what the officials, they can't put this one on report, surely. It was stood within 3 metres of that.
Well, referee John McMullen will try his best to calm the situation down. Bradford were moving the ball on the right-hand edge, and Oliver Wilkes protesting his innocence to the action, but it was Elliot Minchella who was caught high by Elliot Miller. And Minchella is still down in front of the post receiving attention. The clock is stopped, 21 minutes remain, and Bradford leading by just 2 points.
Mick, I just want to say here now, I don't know what's happening with Elliot. If Elliot has to go for a head test here and nothing happens to the other guy, that's what's wrong with the rules in this game. Now John's taken his 2 that I thought he would, but if Elliot had to go off there and they lose a player and there's no consequence, people are just going to carry on doing it. You know, someone just commented, if he puts his hands up again, he'll have had 3 X's and he'd have won the competition.
Jordan Lilly will take the 2 points presented to him in front of the post, 10 metres out. Bradford awarded their 11th penalty of the afternoon. Workington Town, incidentally, have had 9. We've had 20 penalties from referee John McMullen's whistle, and I don't blame the referee completely. End of the day, the players, they decided themselves if they're going to allow the niggliness to continue, but a crucial penalty, and Jordan Lilly a chance to take the Bulls out to 4 points with the right boot in front of the post. Bulls Live proper sport. Bradford 16, Workington 12.
Listen, it's here. It's us on a balance. Bradford are definitely looking the better side, coming nearer home. What a great advert for rugby. I know what we're saying about the grubbiness, but it does create an atmosphere. Workington are playing to their strengths, you know, and so Bradford will do theirs. It'll be what an interesting last 18 minutes. Unbelievable.
It's York City Knights 38, Hunslet 6. Hopefully that penalty conversion attempt and the minute it's taken out of the game has allowed both sides to regain their composure. We've just hit the hour mark at Odsall Stadium. 20 minutes to go. Diggs is in for the break. Inside to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's away. He's got the winger to beat. He's brought down by Tyler Miller. Miller holds him down. That's 10 minutes in the bin. Miller, a clinical professional foul.
Oh my God! He's actually not give anything. That's a shocker. That's a shocker. They've got 5 men on the right edge, 1 pass, and he's just given 2 points and nothing else. Wow!
I've got to say, the first time this afternoon, I am speechless. I'm not saying Tyler Mellor might as well have got his sleeping bag and his alarm clock and laid there all night.
Mick, that's the best analogy of the season, and that's not the first time you've been speechless today. That's all season, mate, I'm afraid. But you know what? This is what there have been 2 reports, a head-high tackle, and now a professional foul, and no consequence apart from the 2 points. Bradford won for a try there.
Jordan Lilly will attempt the conversion, the 10 metres out in front of the post, just to the left of centre field. 2 from 3 attempts, just the 1 miss this afternoon. That was to the Matt Garside try at the start of the second half over on the far stand side. And we're in the final 18 and a half minutes here. Lilly will take the Bulls lead out to 6. And on Bulls Live Proper Sport, Bradford Bulls 18, Workington Town 12. Another thriller from Betfred League 1. Elsewhere, the ladies scores, full-time result. Hemel 0, North Wales Crusaders 50, Whitehaven 14, Doncaster 23, and the ladies scores from Kingston Park, Newcastle Thunder 6, Oldham 18, it's West Wales Raiders 18, Coventry 22, and it's York City Knights 38, Hunslet 6. Workington Town have got the ball back from the restart. Toyogodo trying to reef the ball out of Tyler Mellor's hand. Mellor will get to his feet, he'll play the ball, here goes Duran. Lilly wraps him up with Minchella. What can Workington Town do now? Penkovic in at dummy half. It's going to go down the middle with Tom Kerwin. Kerwin's brought down 8 metres out. Penkovic is calling for Oliver Wilkes in centre field. He finds Oliver Wilkes. Here goes Oliver Wilkes heading towards the post. Can't get past Green and Steve Crossley. This is where the Bradford Bulls defence has to stay switched on. It goes from Penkovic to Kerwin. Kerwin's over the line, but it's a forward pass. Bradford pat themselves on the back. 17 minutes remain then, Bulls Live Proper Sport. 18-12 the difference, Craig.
Well, that's the coach killer again, I'm sure. Leon won't be happy about that. A forward pass with a 4th play option. Trying to get a bit of field position. Now it's back on Bradford. As I said before, Bradford look quite composed now in defence. There's a little bit more composure in everything that they do. I really think they can bring this home. Again, what a great advert for the Championship 1. It's fantastic. Certainly better at least 10 or 20 Super League games I've saw this year. And a better atmosphere. So
Toby Griffiths in the commentary says, this is excellent commentary. Get Mick and show me on Sky. I don't think they could afford our fees. Lilly out of dummy half to Pownall. Pownall's brought down 15 shy of halfway. Lily's in there at dummy half. Once again, there's a bit of wrestling at dummy half as Chisholm looks for a 40-20, but it's gone a little bit wrong. It's going to potentially roll dead. Elliot Miller lets that one roll dead, and it will be a good kick in the end from Chisholm, albeit a 7-tackle set. It'll allow the Bulls to set their defensive line, and Mellor immediately brought down by Steve Crossley and James Green, who were doing a lot of work, a mountain of work. Sam Hallis back out there, fresh legs from John Keir's side, and as we said, it's looking increasingly likely that the York City Knights are going to move back on top, courtesy of that big score they're currently posting against Hunslet at Bootham Crescent, 38 points to 6. As Workington Town, they've not given up the ghost yet. Leon Price says the pressure was off. It's a free pass. He'll now be fancying his chances of potentially getting Workington Town's first ever win here at Odsal.
Workington last play here. This is a big play. It's on. There's one more to go. Sorry, my apologies.
Oliver Wilkes.
Oof, he would have got out then.
He was going to lose the ball, but he managed to keep hold of it.
They've got numbers right.
It's the last
but
tackle.
They slowed the play down perfect.
Penkovic to Duran. Duran, clever little kick between the referee. It's hit the referee's post. The referee now has to give scrum to Workington Town because it hit him and in an effective play. So Workington Town, they get a full set of 6. Nothing wrong with that, Craig. It's in the rules. It once happened at Central Park, a Wigan v London game. London got a full set of 6 and they scored off it.
So what we're saying is if the ball rebounds off the ref, it goes back to another set of 6.
Even though that's the last tackle, the law says if the referee accidentally interferes with play, they get another full set of 6.
Wow. Well, I learn every day, Mick. Thank you for that, Mick Stato.
Rob Stirl, Justice Johnson, Jake Knox, Richard Johnson, Toby Griffiths, Brian Jowett, all enjoyed the coverage this afternoon, live and free on Bulls Live and Proper Sport.
Do you know it's 18-12, and you know we talk about kicks before the game, and they only need to go over here for a score, and it's all squared up again. So kicks do prove important.
15 minutes remaining here at Odsall Stadium. Workington Town rather fortuitously getting the scrum, but it's in the rules, no complaints. Penkovic in at dummy half, 5 metres out, 10 to the right hand side of the post. It's going to go to Forber to Duran. Duran tries to go himself. Duran towards the line. He's got there, Jamie Duran. It's 16 points to 18. The kick to come from Forber, and Workington expose Bradford's fragile defence on this left-hand edge.
What we called earlier, Mick, the pinpoint in the halves. Elliot and Joe got caught there, so I don't know what happened. He's just ran over him, I think. Big moment that's a funny call with the ref. That's a real unlucky call. Good on Workington for getting the try, but that's a big call on Bradford to get to the last play, and then the ref calls a shot like that. Flanagan's coming back on here, Mick. I think George is going to be needed here to get him home here, because that was a big call.
Quite a few comments on the Bulls Live Proper Sport feed. They're all saying the rules need to be changed, but let's not argue. Jamie Duran was not simply looking where the referee was. He was aiming for the right-hand post. The referee just happened to come in front of the kick.
But I think if you look where the ball would win, they had it covered. So that's been deemed as an advantage for Workington. When actually I think Bradford have it covered, but hey, that's the rules. You're right, you're playing to the rules. It's game on, Mick. It's game on.
Forber to add the extra 2 points. Carl Forber will do. And on Bulls Live at Proper Sport this afternoon, it's 3 tries apiece, and it's all locked up at 18 points. Strap yourselves in. This one is going to go the distance. How's the nerves?
Murray, put me tea in the oven. I'll be late. It's going to be a good one, this. Get that roast beef on.
18 points apiece. Who would have thought this? Fui Fui Moi Moi. He is desperate to come back on for the final 15 minutes. What a game of rugby league this has been. Maybe not one for the purists, but certainly the tension and the excitement levels. The supporters now, they're going to be put through the washing machine. Here come Workington on the restart. 25 out from halfway. Penkovic to Wilkes. Wilkes brought down there by Hallis Crossley. Flanagan also out there. As we said, he'll add the experience. The oldest player out there for the Bulls this afternoon, George Flanagan. Oliver Wilkes has a bit of pushing and shoving between Hallis. Hallis has been struck to the face, but it's more of a palm than a clenched fist. And here we go, the clock is stopped again, and we've got more officials on the field. And I've got to say, Craig, I'm surprised no one's been either sent for 10 minutes, because the supporters don't pay the hard-earned money to... it's almost turning into a pantomime.
Yeah, I think Sam's reacted to his being ahead thing, and there must have a couple of verbals, but all this does, again, it just builds up. It gives everyone time to have a think. Workington get another breather. The riot in this Workington, by the way, not taking anything away from Workington today, they've played absolutely fantastic. It's the first time I've had a chance to watch them, and Leon could have a good future as a coach, because they are well structured, they know what they're doing, they know the strengths, they know the weaknesses. I'm quite impressed.
Well, you'll say this to your players, Craig, that you have to go through the bad times to appreciate the good times. And certainly Leon Price, he is leading a resurgence up at Derwent Park. And Workington, 18 points apiece. They have a huge chance of pulling off a famous shock this afternoon. We've got 12 minutes remaining on the clock. He'll go from Penkovic. once again directing that traffic. Holstrom's lost the ball. Penalty to Workington Town. 40 metres out for a dangerous chip, for a dangerous throw. Sam Hallis has been adjudged to have lifted the Workington Town player above the horizontal, and Workington Town now will have 11 penalties. And Leon Price, he is looking from the dugout. He will say, keep the pressure on.
Wow, that's a massive call. That's a massive call. He's not took the 2, and they're going to get a set of 6 here. Big 6, set of 6, but a great carrying all by Tyler Dickinson.
Workington Town, 12 metres out from this Bradford Bulls line. They beat the Bulls up at Derwent Park back in round 8 by 17 points to 16. It was a late last grass drop goal from Jordan Tansey that afternoon. There's no Jordan Tansey today, but there's certainly Carl Forber and Jamie Duran who potentially have the ability to go for the 1 point. As Workington, they're going to go for the try. Jamie Durant's brought down. The ball squeezed out. And that huge decision now from Leon Price not to go for the 2 points.
Listen, big rap for Joe Keys there. We give him a bit of flack for the last one. He's actually saved it there because Toyo got caught on the wrong side and Keys has just saved the game, I think.
We've now got exactly 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Let us know in the comments who's the man of the match this afternoon. I still think he's yet to emerge.
Yet to emerge, correct.
Here goes George Flanagan. Flanagan's gone high. He's
Steady, George,
Here
steady.
we go.
Wow.
I almost feel like I'm commentating on a boxing match, not a rugby league
Fantastic
game.
though, Mick. I love it. I'm sorry I'm on the other side. It's fantastic. And again, George and Sam Ellis at first to win again. They're both 4'2", and the first into every bit of hassle.
Well, the referee...
He's got to make a big call here.
This is now the 5th time in this match.
Wow.
They've come together. I think the only thing that's saving the players is there's been no punching.
No punching.
There's been no punching.
But this is a big call, this one. That's... here we go.
Oh,
He's pointing to play. He just come on. They've substituted him. So the guy who did it, they've substituted him. They've tried to get him off.
There's absolute
before the sin binning.
There's absolute bedlam down on the scenes here.
Well, they're clever, but they've got caught. Have you seen that?
Leon Price, he tried to sneak Fui Moi Moi on the field. The 4th official's getting involved now, down on the touchline, and Fui Moi Moi has to stay off the field. The referee with a huge decision to make here. And we're going to have another incident on report. Crossley and Wilkes being spoken to once again. The game in the balance. 10 minutes remain, 18 points apiece.
Well, that's the most incredible call here I've ever seen. So he's told him he can't make the substitution, and then he's pulled the captains. Is he just going to give him a report? Oh no, someone's off. That's why he called it. Oh, it's Bradford player. It's George.
George Flanagan sent to the sin bin for dissent.
Oh my God.
George Flanagan will play no more further part in this afternoon's game. The referee still has the yellow card out. Workington will be down to 12 men as well. Unbelievable scenes here at Odsal. It must be said, there's been a lot of fire, a lot of feist, a bit of niggle in this game, and it's taken until the 70th minute for referee John McMullen to start using the yellow card.
Oh, the call for 2. Somebody's called for 2, Mick, here. This is a hell of a call because that's a fair distance.
I've just counted the penalty count up, Craig. We've had 25 penalties in total.
Wow. This is a big moment, isn't it?
Joseph Keys hasn't kicked for Bradford for 3 months, and now he's asked to do this from 48 metres.
That's a nervous dad, by the way. I think he'll do it easy.
Joe Keys has a chance. We've been here before, remember, the opening day of the season at Bootham Crescent. The hooter had gone, and Joe Keys won the game for the Bradford Bulls. And we're about to see lightning strike twice here at Odsal. 18 points apiece. Joe Keys to give the Bulls the lead.
Oh.
It's looking good. It's just gone the left-hand side of the post, and it's not gone dead. And now Workington Town will run back at the Bulls. Unbelievable stuff, Craig Harrison.
And Foy just about to come on to join the party, which is incredible. Oh no, he's slowing it down again. Foy's come on. That was a big thing. I think maybe there putting it into corner might have been the right call, and then maybe even taking one after that. But that's rugby, and they call what they see on the pitch. I think how long's left, Mick? 7 minutes.
9 minutes, 16 seconds. And we've got to hope that Joe Hamblett, 2 tries last week in that big win over Coventry Bears, is okay. He's just down there on the field receiving attention from the Workington Town physio. And I don't know how everybody's nerves are at home, but certainly here at Odsal Stadium, you can feel the tension rising up from the terraces.
Mick, I've not smoked for 10 years, but I've just had 3 Embassy Regal. It's getting real hot on the terraces here.
Fooey, fooey, moi, moi. Just when you want to calm things down, fooey, fooey, moi, moi enters the fray. Workington Town, they can smell a famous victory as Tyler Dickinson is brought down by Hallison Crossley. Penkovic out of dummy half, brought down on halfway. That's the 4th tackle gone on this set of 6 for Workington Town. Miller in at dummy half to Moi Moi.
They've got numbers. They've got numbers.
Forber to Duran. Duran can't get past Pownall and Chisholm, and he's held up there on the 5th and last tackle. 35 metres out. It's going to go to Forber. Forber, a testing kick for Dalton Grant. Dalton Grant takes that on his own. Here goes Dalton Grant. Dalton Grant's up to his own 30-metre line. Gets the quick play the ball in to Igodo. Igodo out wide to Pownall. Pownall on that left-hand edge. Back to Igodo. Igodo up to halfway for John Keir's side. We've got 8 minutes remaining here on Bulls Live and Proper Sport. And who is going to be the man that wins the game for either side? It's going to go from Hallis to Green. Green's brought down. Tackle number 4. Bradford potentially going to go for the 1 point on this set. Chisholm the Maverick. Chisholm back in centre field to Steve Crossley. Crossley has it, fronts up, goes down the middle, and that's the last tackle for the Bradford Bulls. They're calling for the point on the gantry. Joe Keys, he's not gone for the point. They're going for the power play to Dalton Grant. Dalton Grant's in the corner, but it's going to come back for a forward pass. That ball went forward. And it is going to be a scrum. Play the ball to Workington Town. 18 points apiece.
Mick, I'm speechless. I can't believe. I think you were marginally forward, if I'll be honest. But what a fantastic piece of football there. He got closed down for the kick. Keys tried to play. Wow, the games are lost in inches. That's unbelievable. 6 minutes to play. Wow.
Workington led 12-10 at half-time. And in this second half, we've had a try to Matt Garside. 2 Jordan Lilly penalties. And we've also seen that try from Jamie Duran and a conversion from Carl Forber. We've already had 25 penalties. Hopefully no more penalties for the duration of the match. We're in the final 7 minutes here at Odsal Stadium.
This is such a big set. I think Bradford need to get through this set without any penalties and just get the tackles in. They're in a great field position here. Just nothing daft. Oh my good God.
Fooey,
James Green and Foy just clashed in the middle there. Unbelievable.
Moi Moi's brought down 20 metres shy. Looping pass out wide towards Mellor. Tyler Mellor brought down just shy of halfway. Here goes Penkovic. Brought down by Wood, but finds the support from Mellor. Mellor now looks for options. Back to Dickinson. Dickinson fends off Dalton Grant. Dickinson still going forward, wrapped up there by Green. And that is the 4th tackle for Workington Town. Penkovic to Duran. Duran's going to kick between Pickersgill and Ryan. There's a foot race on here. Pickersgill has to get it out of his own in-goal area, which he will do. He has to go to ground, Brandon Pickersgill. And Bradford now have 6 minutes to potentially save the game.
Sideline.
Ethan Ryan's out of dummy half, brought down on his own 10-metre line. Pickersgill to Pownall. Pownall brought down by Duran. Also in there, Morris and Andy Dawson. Keys to Mikey Wood. Wood's brought down, 25 out from the halfway line. It's now going to go to Lilly. Lily's lost the ball.
No!
Jordan's lost the ball on contact from Oliver Wilkes. Workington Town. Leon Price is out of the dugout, is on the touchline. Telling Workington Town to calm things down. Workington 25 metres out. Fui Fui Moi Moi. He's brought down on the 20-metre line. Workington Town, 5.5 minutes from their first ever win at Odsal Stadium. Here goes Tyler Dickinson. Dickinson, quick play the ball. Penkovic probing. Penkovic towards the line. Penkovic is in for Workington Town. The history book is about to be rewrote. It's Bradford Bulls 18, Workington Town 22.
Mick, I don't believe that. It's one team there, actually. They're not going for the two, they're going for the win. They had about 3 positions to set up there for one. They've gone for the game, and that's good on them. You can't knock it. They've been positive throughout. Wow. Jordan Lilly, and again, mistakes come from Danes in the first half. Then we've had a bad option. And Jordan's just, I cannot believe he's had a brain freeze. Tried to offload above his head on the 3rd or 4th carry. It's crazy. That can't happen. You've got 5 minutes left at biggest game at season, and he's just tried to throw an offload off when it wasn't even on.
There's a small band of loyal travelling support from Derwent Park, and they are making all the noise here at Odsal Stadium. Odsal Stadium is in shock, and Carl Forber has a chance to add on an extra 2 points and take Workington Town out to a 6-point lead. Sean Penkovic's try out of dummy half in the 75th minute here at Odsal. The difference between these two sides this afternoon. Bradford will have to chase the game in the closing minutes. Carl Forber yet to miss this afternoon. All the pressure, the weight of the world, with the right boot, in front of the post. Bulls Live proper sport. Bradford Bulls 18, Workington Town 24. And are they about to complete an historic double over the Bulls at Odsal?
Well, again, I think that would just come from the area, but hopefully, come on, Jordan, come on, the lads, get you back in it. There's still time to get back in this. Don't give up hope here. Short kick-off, hopefully. Oh, no.
Chisholm's gone for the short restart. He's looking for the support, but credit to Tyler Mellor. Mellor caught the ball. Both sides still down to 12 men, remember. Jamie Duran out of dummy half. Penalty to Workington, pushing at the ruck. And referee John McMullen being consistent all afternoon in policing the ruck and the pushing and shoving. And Workington Town, 4 minutes to go now to a famous victory. One fails.
One thing I've noticed, Mick, here, where, and for Bradford, is that when they get in the good ball, there's not a lot happening with the fullback and the halves. I think that's what's happened today. A lot of times they've had some good positions, just haven't come up with the right play options. So there's still 3.5 minutes left here, but if there's one thing that's cost them, it's the last play options.
We're in the
that would I.
We're in the final.
Is it Jordan in?
We're in the final 3 minutes. Jordan Lilly there and Oliver Wilkes, Penkovic. Workington Town, they've come, and Leon Price will get his post-match comments after the game. Should Workington Town hold on for a famous victory? 25 metres out.
He's going to grubber it. Get time.
It's going to go to Duran. Duran drills it into touch. 10-metre scrum to the Bradford Bulls. The Bulls have 2.5 minutes to save the game. Full time at Bootham Crescent, incidentally. York City Knights 48, Hunslet 6. Still playing between the West Wales Razors and Coventry, and it's West Wales 18, Coventry Bears 22.
Well, if this carries on, I'm sure there'll be a party tonight in York. I think it's a big. Oh wow! Let's hope there's 3 minutes left. Let's hope they can throw caution to the wind here and come up with a play. But as I say, I think the happiest man today in the country will be James Ford.
Well, let us know in the comments who the Bulls Live man of the match, proper sport man of the match is this afternoon. You can vote for either a Bradford Bulls player or a Workington Town man. I'll ask you personally, Craig, who's been the person out there on the field that has decided this game?
I think the 6 for Workington.
Jamie Duran.
Jamie Duran's had a fantastic game. He's controlled it for me. So, I not to be biased, I'd say Jamie Duran, without doubt, has been the difference between the two teams. To be honest, I don't think he's controlled it from half. So, without doubt, Jamie Duran.
Well, let's not forget Jamie Duran signed a new 3-year deal at the end of July. He's made over 100 career appearances for Workington Town. And
that's it. Dane's just lost a one-on-one.
Dane Chisholm's gone without the ball, and that will be the game. Workington Town, established in 1945. They are just moments away from a league double, but more importantly, their first ever win at Odsall Stadium in over 70 years. It's about to happen on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, and one of my good friends, a rugby league journalist, Richard de la Riviere, who did the famous rugby league novel 100 Days That Shook Rugby League. He might have to pen a second volume and start with this fixture, because Workington Town are about to shock and shake the rugby league world. Moi 5 metres in front of the post. It's going to go out to Duran with a drop goal. It's gone wide. So Bradford, there's 90 seconds on the clock.
Come on, lads.
They're going to have one last chance to rescue a point here at Odsall Stadium.
Oh, no.
Graham Cook says Penkovic a class above Mark Hewitt. Lucy Phillips. Bradford, one last chance.
They've got to go deep, though. They're all flat. They're all flat, and they're not pushing. So I don't know how they're going to break the line.
Lily out
they
of
can't
half.
do it by one up.
Lily will find Crossley. Crossley's going to be brought down 5 metres out from the halfway line. Lily's looking for options. He's going to find Chisholm.
Oh, God.
Chisholm's caught on the shoulder. Chisholm's now wrapped up.
That's a nothing play again.
5 metres inside the Workington Town half. It's going to go Lily to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's brought down on tackle number 4. We've got 30 seconds remaining here at Odsall Stadium. Here goes Pownall. Pownall's brought down on the 20-metre line. Quick play the ball.
Come on,
George. It goes to Lily.
And
Lily
again,
to Chisholm. Chisholm kick through.
Oh, no.
Looking for Igodo and Grant. And it's going to be picked up by Mellor. Tyler Mellor will save the day for Workington Town. There's 10 seconds remaining. The foundations here at Odsall about to be shocked to the core. Workington Town have a famous victory at Odsall Stadium, their first ever in professional rugby league. They've completed the league double over the Bradford Bulls, and as of tonight, York City Knights, they are top of Betfred League 1 on 40 points. The Bradford Bulls may very well have to go up via the playoffs.
Speechless, Mick. You know, they've come with a game plan and they've won. The referee has had a shocker, there's no doubt. Could have been a lot stronger with some decisions, but end of the day, Workington have come. Bradford have not played at all, if you be honest. If you speak honestly, the Bradford have not played one little bit. They were poor. And Workington have played to their strengths. And we can all blame the refs as much as you want, but go and watch the game again. And watch the game again, and you'll realise that Bradford have not played today. And that's the truth. The last play options have been shocking. They've not got into any moves with pivot. They've not done any moves around the back. They've not pushed. They've not offloaded. They've played a real...